1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 seconds. They feel like nothing. They've already passed as you read this sentence. But imagine if, for just those 5 seconds, oxygen completely disappeared from our world. At first, you might think it wouldn't be a big deal. After all, most people can hold their breath for 5, even 30 seconds, without any trouble. But this isn't about holding your breath. This is about what happens when oxygen vanishes everywhere. Oxygen is the foundation of life as we know it. It's not just in the air we breathe, it's in water. It makes up nearly 45% of Earth's crust, it binds concrete, and it fuels engines. So, if it were to suddenly disappear, even for just 5 seconds, it would change everything in ways you could never imagine. First, the sky would turn completely black. Normally, oxygen particles in the atmosphere scatter sunlight, giving us a blue sky. Without them, the light would no longer scatter, leaving behind a pitch-black sky with the sun burning like a blinding white fireball. And since ozone is made of oxygen, the ozone layer would vanish instantly, stripping away our protection from ultraviolet radiation. In those brief 5 seconds, anyone standing outside would suffer severe burns, 2nd or even 3rd degree. But that's only the beginning. Losing oxygen would drop the air pressure by about 21%, causing everyone's eardrums to burst at once. If you've ever felt your ears pop on an airplane, multiply that pain 1,000 times, and imagine billions of people feeling it simultaneously. Then, the world itself would start to crumble. Massive structures like the Hoover Dam, the Panama Canal, and skyscrapers such as the Burj Khalifa are all held together by oxygen-bonded concrete. Without oxygen, that concrete would turn to dust, causing buildings to collapse into rubble, trapping millions beneath. Even metals would begin to behave differently. Normally, a thin layer of oxidation prevents metal surfaces from fusing together. But without oxygen, metals would weld instantly, locking together anything mechanical. Cars, planes, and machines would seize up. And since engines need oxygen to burn fuel, every combustion engine on Earth would die immediately. Cars would stall in the middle of the road. Fires would vanish in an instant. Now look to the skies. Thousands of planes and helicopters would suddenly lose power. Some might glide for a few moments, but most would plummet, crashing to the ground in fiery destruction. And it gets even worse. Since oxygen makes up nearly half of Earth's crust, the ground itself would begin to collapse, and water, the essence of life, would cease to exist. H2O is made of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. Remove the oxygen, and all that's left is hydrogen gas, which would expand violently and escape into space. In seconds, every ocean, lake, and river covering 71% of the planet would vaporize. And since living beings are mostly made of water, humans and animals would simply disintegrate. The Earth would be left barren, a scorched wasteland under a burning sun, lifeless and silent. The good news? This nightmare could never happen. Oxygen can't just vanish from the universe in 5 seconds. But imagining it reminds us just how fragile life really is, and how deeply we depend on something as invisible and simple as the air we breathe. Settings. Use appropriate media.